Listen, I want to
Yes.
move on because time is against us, but I just want to very briefly, I want to ask you just about the Elgin Marbles, because big rows broken out. The Prime Minister's cancelled a meeting he was supposed to have with the Greek Prime Minister because he raised the issue of the Elgin Marbles on the BBC on Sunday morning, apparently against a deal. A number 10 claim was made. Should we return the Elgin Marbles to Athens?
Well, I think George Osborne has got the right idea, with the idea of a sort of a loan exchange.
I think the Greeks have said they don't want a loan. They say they're
Well,
theirs.
then they have difficulty because they were obtained legally, as far as I understand it. It was controversial at the time. I mean, Lord Byron complained about it at the time. I nearly said from memory, not quite from memory, I'm not quite that old. But Lord Byron complained at the time. Others did too. Some other MPs did. But the truth was, it was legal. And there is an issue here with Western museums. I mean, they fulfil a very useful function, bringing all these things together in one place, and it's very difficult. If you start sending them back, Elgin Marbles, what next? Bending bronzes and so on and so on and so on. You could virtually dissolve the British Museum. I think an exchange arrangements that Osborne's talking about are sensible. I think we have to be tough about it, I'm afraid. We want to be helpful to the Greeks. I like the Greeks. They're one of our friends in Europe. But we do have to say to them, look, these were obtained legally. Okay. Let's come to an arrangement whereby we can both gain.
Rightio. Thank you.
That's why I think Osborne's right.
David Davis, former Brexit Secretary, thank you for that. Tom Slater is still with me. Again, we're going to get some texts and calls on this as well. Just go back just briefly, though, to the migrant issue. Do you think there's any expectation at all that certainly the new Home Secretary, James Cleverly, that he is going to be able to announce something that is really going to make a difference to the number of net migration to this country?
I don't think even if he wanted to do that, he would necessarily have the time or political capital to do that. And that's not just about getting it past Labour. It's also it's about getting it past their own MPs, who, in large part, are pretty comfortable with the current setup and aren't really tuned to the concerns that have been raised about this issue. They
really are not, are they? Let's go back to the Elgin Marble issue. We're asking about this because I'm just fascinated that people care so strongly about them. But people do. I'm asking you if the British Museum should keep or return the Elgin Marbles, as Rishi Sunak cancelled a meeting with the Greek Prime Minister over a diplomatic row about them. Your texts and tweets have been coming in thick and fast. Tess says, send them back. They are not and never have been ours. Well, I mean, that means so anything you've ever bought abroad, you should send back because it's not yours. They were bought and paid for. Victor says, give them back, they're old anyway. I love it. Martin says, the question should be, why do we need to keep them? Greece obviously want them back, so what benefit does it give us by keeping them? Again, I just think the British Museum isn't allowed to sell them. But there we are.